right, everybody, welcome to the Chad Prather Show. I'm doing so many shows, I got to think of which one I'm doing at any given time. Welcome to the show. If you guys are here, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, get involved in the chat. I would love to see what you have to say about the topics we're going to talk about today. I'm looking at the news right now. Apparently, there's a bunch of people outside the Capitol. They're protesting Doge. I mean, imagine taking your energy to protest something that is unearthing corruption and government spending that's wasting your taxpayer dollars. I don't understand. Maybe people just like being screwed. But, I mean, there's hundreds of people out here outside the Capitol building, and they're waving their little pickets around there, got their signs. Oh, wait, never mind. There's an LGBT flag, of course. There's always got to be that. Oh, boy, I'm tired. I'm just tired of a crazy world right here. I don't understand why people just get so triggered and fired up over things that they just can't. They can't logically explain it to me why they're so passionate about it. I mean, you've got this little known thing like USAID. That nobody was talking about USAID. Now, if you were watching the Chad Prather Show a year ago, my friend Larry Taunton, who I just got off the phone with, Larry is actually trending right now on X because of his exposure of the USAID in Cairo, where he was. He was literally in danger, and now he's trending with his tweet. You need to follow Larry Alex Taunton and read more about it. I shared it over on my X feed at Watch Chad. You can go read his encounter with the people at USAID in Egypt. Basically, he's uncovering that they are it's a CIA operation. But we talked about USAID last year on my show when he was down at the Darien Gap talking about USAID was funding human trafficking and bringing people into the country, literally importing people into the country on the taxpayer dime. And people are out here protesting this. People are out here protesting the fact that we're finding these things out right now. I don't understand that type of logic. We got a lot to get into, and I'm in a mood. So you know what's coming. You know what's coming. I want you to put the fire emoji in the chat. I'm going to get toe up. I'm going to unearth some things, and it's just I've still got some carryover from this morning's Dear America show. So let's go. Let's go. Before we do that, though, I want to remind you guys about some sad news. Now that Fauci has been pardoned, I mean, does anybody understand that? Fauci has been preemptively pardoned. I'm pretty sure the Trump administration and his HHS team is going to unearth what most of us already knew about the pandemic. However, this effort's not going to help the tens of millions of people who never felt the same after getting the virus or the mRNA shots. We all know somebody with a personal story about that. You got Pfizer that's been forced to release a detailed list of side effects associated with its COVID-19 shots. And sadly, some of these issues like myocarditis and blood clots, they're creeping up on people in a blink, causing debilitating issues. You know it's happening. You got a less severe but common concern that is the long COVID syndrome, which is going to leave people feeling the brain fog and the chronic fatigue and the shortness of breath and the lingering on for months and in some cases years. Well, our friends over at the Wellness Company, they're making it easy for you with their new long COVID syndrome support. You get 4 doctor-formulated nutraceuticals with 5 to 8 plants and minerals in each bottle, and they're designed to address the root causes. You got the Ultimate Spike Detox, you got the Mind Lift, Elevated Energy, Healthy Heart. Our good friend, Dr. Peter McCullough, he recommends a durable recovery through holistic health. Explore targeted solutions like the long COVID syndrome support. Right now, you can save $40 on the bundle, and you can get an additional $23 off plus free shipping if you go over to twc.health/Chad. You need to use promo code CHAD and get the deal, and you get 10% off. So go check it out. And you get the free shipping as well. That's twc.health/Chad, promo code Chad. Some of you couldn't avoid. One reason, I mean, the fact that so many people with the shedding, technically all of us have been vaccinated at this point, whether you did it or not, because you're around other people. So you need to check this out over at twc.health/Chad. Get that spike protein detox. Check them out. All right, let's bring them on. Let's have a little discussion here, guys. They need to talk me off the ledge anyway. He is everybody's favorite producer. He's definitely my favorite producer, and I can't get enough of him. That's why I look at him for hours a day. Producer Royce in the house. What's up, buddy?
What's up? It is literally hours a day. Between Dear America and doing this show, you're watching me, Chad.
Yeah.
You're watching me. You can't help it.
Can't get away
Can't
from
get away from all this.
I'm glad you're pretty. I've worked with some producers that wasn't pretty, but
Sorry to any old producers who are watching.
I was with some folks yesterday who had never watched the Dear America program, and so they wanted to watch it, and so we pulled it up on the big TV, and it's always humiliating when you're watching yourself talk, and you're trying to just kind of get cringeworthy, and so I'm watching myself and you and the gang. And I'm like, oh, what are these people thinking? Because they'd never watched Dear America before. So we were watching one of last week's episodes, and they were like, people would talk, and they're like, hush, 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 we're listening. Like, I was like, people really are kind of getting their news information from what we're putting out there, which is scary to think about. Because I love our takes. Tony and Todd are always insightful on the stuff, and you've definitely got the insights on it, and so it's impressive. Now, you had a birthday Saturday. You're 23 years old, which is even more impressive, dude.
Yeah, I'm still wearing a Batman shirt. Can't help it, bro. I like Batman. 23, I don't care. I'm still a kid. I'm rocking it.
Do you watch any graphic novel cartoons like The Boys or Invincible, which is I think
I've not seen
Paramount.
Invincible. I've seen a little bit. I think I saw the first season of The Boys.
Yeah,
and I am pretty graphic. I am a big fan of Batman, just altogether. Yeah. If you know me, I love Batman.
Well, the reason I brought that up is the character in Invincible, who's invincible. His name is Invincible. He's going into these alternate realities, and he's like meets these other superheroes, and he's like, so you're a man that dresses like a bat, and you just came up with Batman. Like, was that the most original thing you could do? It's like a funny little plays. Like,
his name's Invincible. Cartoons. That's funny.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what made me think of that. And speaking of a guy that's invincible, and as long as he never cuts his hair, he's like Samson. So stay away, Delilah. Party Foul Steve is in the house. Party Foul Steve.
Invincible. I don't know about Invincible, but
Yeah, have you seen that cartoon? That's pretty graphic too.
No,
I've not seen that. What's that on?
It's not Paramount. It's on Prime, I guess. Yeah,
okay.
it's pretty disturbing. You wouldn't think that a cartoon could be, but it's pretty disturbing. I don't watch much of that stuff, but I've seen enough of it to know that it scares me to think about what our kids are being exposed to.
That's true.
Pretty wild stuff. We did. Well, I'm trying to get over here so I can see the chat. We did zero prep for this show. So you guys, we're just
the music surprised me. I wasn't ready for it. I didn't.
It's like you came out of a genie coming out of a bottle, dude.
I like to mix it up a little bit. Get the different sounds in there. I got a few sounds here.
Yeah. What do you got? Play us some sound effects here while I get over to this deal. Let's decide. Let's see if the chat can help us decide on music for Party Foul Steve.
This is one of my favorites. Maybe not for farty.
Party Pal.
Party Pal.
I've heard it all.
I got the sad trombone.
Yeah.
No,
not that.
Not gonna work, but I think it's funny. I got a doorbell.
Yeah, you did that one last week.
This one's just default. It's called background music.
We got to get Party Foul some music.
There.
That sounds foreign.
Yeah. I love what Striker J said. Striker J said, apparently Party Foul's a mythical creature today. He's a mythical creature every day. Every day.
Dude, you made me a really good lunch today. I just walked in and, ate lunch.
Changing hats. I just want to chill with everybody today. Is everybody good? Everybody okay? I want to get into some stuff here. We'll come up with some
Chad's stalling because he has no idea what we're talking about.
No, I do know. I was reading the chat right here. Linda Adams said, "How about ta-da for Steve coming up? That could be funny.
Ta-da.
We might record an audio for Steve to get on there." And I'm watching these Doge protesters over here that are just losing their freaking mind. It's fascinating to me that this is where we're living. I don't know, man. Did you guys, let me change topics because these people piss me off. Did you guys watch the 3-hour, whatever it was, Saturday Night Live thing last night?
I've seen a lot of clips from it, but I did not get to watch it, no. Kind of wanted to, though. Was it worth it?
No. No.
I didn't watch any of it except I saw one clip where they did the Black Jeopardy or something.
Well, let's bring that clip up, actually.
Tom
That's
Hanks.
the deal where Tom Hanks, it was weird. It was discombobulated because you got 3 black there playing, and then the next thing you know is you've got Tom Hanks. Just suddenly he's there and part of the thing, and I'm like, what? Why did Tom Hanks just suddenly become a contestant? And they replaced one of the black people. So there was the continuity was weird. But I was watching and I was like, look at all these pedo devil worshipers that were in the room. I mean, it was a veritable who's who of Hollywood. I mean, anybody was in that audience or made a cameo. And this is the thing, just like the Super Bowl commercials, like SNL stopped being funny a long time ago, but it was almost like they're more after the applause than they were the laughter. So like the Super Bowl commercials aren't creative anymore. They just put celebrities in it. So you go, oh, that's Chris Pratt doing that, or name a celebrity. Same with these SNL skits. It was like, oh, let's just who we can put in here to do a cameo of. And so it was literally, I thought they were going to play like old clips from the show. It's 50 years. Anything that the new cast has anything to do with, they're just horrendous. They're horrible. And we know they're woke. We know that they're, they're progressive. They got a virtue signal and do all the crap they did. This was the clip that stirred everybody up when Tom Hanks comes out there playing a MAGA hat wearing white dude on a black game show. And this is what transpired. Many of you have seen it, but play the clip.
Oh, well, thank you. Hey, now speaking of church, can I say something? If more folks went to church, we wouldn't be in this mess we're in now.
You know what? I agree with you, Doug. I'd like to shake your hand, sir. Here we go.
No,
Oh, no. Oh, no, it's just a handshake. Yeah, it's just a handshake. Yeah, all right. You're welcome in Black Jeopardy anytime.
All right. Well, thank you, my brother. Maybe I'll start a show for you to come on, and we'll call it White Jeopardy.
Yeah, see.
We don't need it. We don't need it.
So this kind of deal. This was the take that
Todd said horrible Southern accent.
I mean, insane. First of all, let's talk about Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks has tried to play the everyman. He's tried to be the modern Jimmy Stewart, okay? Just kind of the everyman American that everybody can relate to. And we saw through that smoke and mirror a long time ago on Tom Hanks. The dude ain't a good dude. Obviously, he's a lefty woke progressive with the mind virus. There's a lot of speculation about a lot of other things that Tom Hanks has been involved with that we're not going to talk about on this program. But you can make your own speculation and draw your own conclusions. I don't trust anybody in Hollywood at all. I think they're all involved with it. If nothing else, if they're not actively participating in these really nasty practices out there, they at least know about it and they're keeping it hidden. So therefore, they're all guilty. There, I said my piece on that. But he's a piece of garbage.
Wasn't he wearing dresses before anybody else?
Yeah, pretty much on Bosom Buddies. They had to pretend to be women to live in the all women's apartment or whatever. But don't get me
wrong. I know some guys that like that though. That the character he played. I know a few like that.
That won't shake hand with a black person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody.
They're out there. I know there's probably some in Mississippi, right?
Let me tell you something.
Right,
let me tell you something. There may be some people out there, but I guarantee you, I've heard the hard R come out of more leftist mouths, referring to our friends like Brandon Tatum or Zeke Arkham, who I talked to today, or Terrence Williams, or Candace Owens. I mean, I've seen more hard R's come out of leftist mouths. I've seen the messages that get sent. I've seen the stuff that gets sent to me. So to characterize MAGA as being some big racist cult, and you're like, well, do they really do that? Yeah, pull up the Krasenstein tweet, because he posted the same video, and this is what little 4'0" Brian Krasenstein said. He said, Tom Hanks as MAGA, I think he did a pretty good job representing a portion of the MAGA which show racist tendencies and signs of cult-like behavior. I won't tell you what I said to Krasenstein here, but he is a piece of it. I'm telling you, this guy, to say that, just absolute garbage. And I want you to pull up that right there, that picture. I added that picture. I want you guys to see it. I said, you mean,
geez.
Do you want to call out this cult-like behavior? There's a dude in the dog mask. There's the long fingernail dude that worked for the White House, the intern. There's the lip lock between Doug Emhoff and Jill Biden. There's General Milley walking along with his, not Milley, Austin walking around with his face shield on.
Lloyd Austin.
You got all the the queer stuff. You got the chest feeding by Pete Buttigieg. You got Sam Brenton, who was, stealing people's luggage dressed in,
A
women's
normal
clothing.
photo of Harry Sisson.
Harry Sisson just with his mouth open.
It's not even him doing anything.
Yeah.
It's just him talking.
You got Nancy Pelosi kneeling down on the floor with the Ghana rap. You got the dude in the dog face in his military uniform official. You got the guys in pretending to be women. Yeah, you're gonna tell me that we are the MAGA is cult-like behavior? Look at these people. Look at these insane people.
Where's the two dudes that were banging in Congress floor?
Exactly.
You don't show that.
You're
that looks like what's happening here. I don't know.
You're going to tell me that the people that want to put America first and appreciate, the making America a priority, you're going to tell me that is what represents? Yeah, you know what? I got into a conversation with a friend of mine from high school this morning on social media, and I get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'm rocking and rolling, and I'm in a mood, right? So I read this thing about this legislation that's being passed. I just want you to see how unhinged the left is, okay? A friend of mine from high school, I've known her my whole life. She's on the left, okay? There's a few people on my friends list that they're on the left, and they try to get a little bit outspoken. And I let them do that. That's fine. That's your right to do that, to voice your opinion and your political persuasion. That's fine. Now, this morning, she was talking about MAGA, because when you overcharacterize MAGA, people like, us, if you're a Trump voter, then they immediately classify you and put a label on you. And MAGA's doing this. This is what MAGA wants. This is, Project 25. This is what they were really after. And there's this piece of legislation they're trying to push through in, I think it's Utah, that says that classes can display a German, like a Nazi flag, a swastika, but they can't display a pride flag. Now, that's the way the headline comes across, that classrooms in Utah can display a Confederate flag or can display a swastika, but they can't display a pride flag. Okay, that sounds bad on the surface. But what the legislation is saying is if you're teaching something like history and you have to show them what these flags look like, these are symbols of these movements in history, then yes, you can utilize that. I'm in favor of that personally. I think if you want to stop the evils of history repeating themselves, you need to be able to identify the markers that represent fascism or Nazism or socialism or communism. You need to be able to do that, right? Pride flags have no place in history. There's no nation that rose up or no movement that rose up, historically speaking, that did anything that the pride flag represented. Do you understand the difference? And so they're like, no, under no circumstances does there need to be a swastika flag. They weren't talking about displaying it or flying it as a symbol of a movement. And they said, well, we see that these neo-Nazis and these white supremacy groups are rising up and marching now and basically lumping us in and saying this is representative of MAGA. Well, that's the kind of response people are going to have when you got idiots like Tom Hanks and the writers on SNL stereotyping and portraying people like that. The most racist people I know are leftists, and specifically the leftists that live up north. It's true. It's true.
It's pretty bad, man. That photo, that's a pretty gnarly photo. And they call J.D. Vance weird.
Ain't gonna call J.D. Vance
Isn't
weird.
that just sad?
And can I just say that J.D. Vance is my current hero. I love that dude. Every time he opens his mouth, I love him more. Did you see the picture of him on the trampoline in the trampoline park with his kid?
I did.
In Europe, and he's out there in his sock feet just bouncing up and down with his kids. I'm like, I love this. Like, I love this guy. It's just real. Just real, man. And, Tomi Lahren, she said in that first tweet where she said, can you imagine being a Hollywood actor who has made their multi-millions off of American audiences of all political beliefs and then have the audacity and the classless disregard to go on SNL and make fun of them? So, I mean,
I bet he had to. I bet he was forced to by the powers that be.
I
that
don't know,
run
but I'll tell you
Hollywood.
what.
More so, he's such an idiot because we won the popular vote. Who does he think? Who does he think is laughing at him?
He lighted himself.
Yeah. Only the people in that room were laughing because everybody watching on their TV, the people who writes his paychecks, are not laughing at that. We're the ones who show up to the box office to see his movies. Not anymore. We've not done that for a while.
Yeah.
But we're the reason why he's rich and famous. And he spits in a majority of this country's face by mocking them and making fun of them for the president that we chose and we elected and accusing us of being racist.
Yeah.
Well, not that that's something new. They've been doing it this whole time. But to wear a MAGA hat and do it on live television, the way that Tom Hanks has done. I used to love Tom Hanks. I loved his movies. I do think some of his movies are great, but to see how he acts, he is better acting than he is being a real human being. He sucks as a person.
Yeah.
But I think his movies are fun.
They own him. He's going to do what they tell him to do, and they told him to do that. So.
I can't tell you the last time I've watched a Tom Hanks film. That one where he was the admiral of the battleship that was a couple of years ago that was supposed to be that World War II story. I tried to watch the first part of that because I like that type of movie.
Maybe Sully was the last one that I saw.
Yeah, that's been a long time ago. I can't tell you the last time because I know I'm sorry, you burned that bridge with me, and I'm just done with you. Like Robert De Niro, I don't want to see that dude's face on screen. I don't want to see, because I hear you blathering your crap. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to see you. So I'm just done with you. But I mean, there's a potential. I'd love to see what people in the chat have to say about this. I mean, most of our folks in the chat.
They're all agreeing with me. What are you talking about? They agree with me that he's bought and paid for. He's from Satan. Satan's paying his bills. And they're going to get up there and do what they're told to do like a bunch of puppets.
Well, now I'm going to answer my question, Stephen.
All right. I don't have all the answers.
I want to know if people, most people in the chat, you're right. They already don't like him. But I want to know, do you think this could be a Bud Light moment for him overall?
I
don't know. Hollywood works different than a product. Hollywood works different than a product.
Well,
he's probably fixing to sell a big movie. We just don't know about it yet. You wait.
Tom Hanks has been kind of shunned by the right for a long time now because of his outspokenness against Donald Trump and just the MAGA movement in general. Bud Light was a little bit different. They kind of came out of nowhere with this weird crap. Yeah. But I got to say, while we're on the topic of Bud Light, I do think that their Super Bowl commercial was pretty funny. I did laugh. It didn't reach the audience I think they should be reaching.
Remind me what it was, because I was at that place in Vegas and I couldn't hear any audio. We could just see.
It was Shane Gillis and Post Malone.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Sitting there and they get called in to help. But the best part of the whole thing is when they're talking about that like modified cooler that they were pulling behind their smoker lawnmower, and this lady asked Shane Gillis, they're like, "Does your lawnmower smoke meat?" And he goes, "No, my smoker cuts grass." And I thought that was the funniest thing in the moment. Yeah. So Bud Light at least I think is trying, right? They're trying to be good. They're trying to get back. But Tom Hanks, there ain't coming back from this. Yeah, Tom Hanks, you've been doing it for too long.
Watch him release a movie next month, and it's going to be about MAGA. No, he's playing a character.
He's done. He's trash. He's done. He's made his $1 billion, and you know what? Go off into the dustbin of history, dude. I want to change topics, but before I do, I want to remind you guys to text Chad to 989898. That is Birch Gold. Get your free information kit. No obligation. Just get it from them. If you've been putting it off, you need to read up on this stuff. I'm always fascinated when I follow Birch Gold over on X. They got great articles, man. Text Chad to 989898. They will send you that free information kit to tell you how to solidify and secure your future, your retirement, whether it's an IRA, 401k, whatever it may be. They secure it with actual physical precious metals with gold. I was telling the story on social media yesterday about that the lady that paid me in gold coins last year after a show, and I was happy about that because it's a show that keeps appreciating. I throw those things in my safe, and they just keeps making money. You know, your retirement may be sitting there as well and not doing anything. Let the folks at Birch Gold help you. Text Chad, C-H-A-D, to 989898. They're a fantastic sponsor of the show, and I want to show them some love. All they ask is that you text and that they can send you this information. That's it. That's all you got to do. So please do me that favor. And did it hurt, Steve?
It didn't hurt me at all. I just did it.
Did it hurt? Look at it.
And they sent me a reply back. They're probably
Be
going to
careful
try to call me.
If you got any, they won't call you. They're going to send it to you. If there's pictures at the bottom, Steve, be careful what you show up there, man.
No, that's
I don't
not
know
pictures.
about your
That's the show on Rumble. I have it on. I'm watching on Rumble.
I don't know. I never know what's on your phone, dude.
Oh, okay. So it wants me to fill out my name and email and
There you go.
phone number.
They're going to send you the stuff.
They just want to send you some gold,
I'm gonna
people.
do it. I'm gonna do
They just
it.
want to
I've
put
got
some gold in your hand.
I've
I
got
don't
all
see
that
the
money
big
sitting
deal.
around. I just need something to do with some of it.
I want J.D. Vance, talking about him, he was in Europe last week and he gave an incredible speech there in Munich. Now they're doing everything they can to try to fact check him. I saw that today. They're trying to come out and try to fact check him and say, oh, this stuff with them trying to, arresting people and making it illegal for people to pray close to an abortion clinic. He was wrong about all this kind of stuff. Of course, they're going to try to spin it because it sounds so ludicrous to say. But fact of the matter is, you don't have free speech in Europe. You don't have the ability to, exercise your faith or do anything, or even you don't have it in this country anymore. I mean, they put people in jail in Britain for putting out a meme. They put people in jail here for this kind of nonsense. This is Switzerland's National Council member, Merit Schneider. I want you to get a
Brace
load
yourself for this site.
I want you to get a look at this. Zoom right in on this scary. And you tell me the aliens aren't among us.
That's not an alien, man. That's a demon living inside of her.
That's The Walking Dead. I saw that show.
And people are like, why do you pick on her looks? Well, she's ugly. And that's crazy. This is to me.
Wait. She's got to have some sort of condition, right? This is not. Before we continue to make.
Progressivism. Let's call it progressivism because I know that tends to come out on the outside and manifest. But I don't want to just go down that road of just picking on a person's physical appearance, although it's easy to do. I don't know what's going on here. But the point that I want to make is she wants to ban X in Switzerland, saying that it may be a threat to democracy. Where have we heard that before? Where have we heard that phrase before? It says that it promotes conservatives. Yeah, sounds like a Nazi to me. Yeah. So this is the level of ugly that resides inside of you, and sometimes it does manifest out on your face. But yeah, I mean, anybody that wants to. Here's the thing. You want to take my freedoms, you want to take my right to free speech, you want to take my ability to communicate, share my thoughts, and think freely and critically and all these kind of things, and you're going to ban these platforms because you're scared to death that the other side is going to get promoted. You're an ugly soul. You're just an ugly soul. You are not disciplined enough to train yourself to operate in the free market of ideas, and so therefore you ban the other side. You ban the other side. People are so scared of debate and discussion and dialogue. They're scared of it. I'd be scared of this. Like, can you imagine waking up to that? Holy
Someone
smokes.
said it looks like a vegan.
Phone home. I mean, I would leave a trail of Reese's Pieces for E.T. to come into the closet. Just shut the door. Wow. But no, I don't like people that try to shut me down. I don't like that. But, yeah, I don't know. Somebody will inevitably come back and tell me that there's something, she has such and such syndrome. She got ugly.
Anorexia?
I know that. She got ugly. I don't know if that's a syndrome, but she got to live with it. She does look anorexic, though. She looks like,
That's what a few people are saying in the chat. I mean,
really? She looks like she might have some of that stuff. Maybe she needs to quit worrying about free speech and eat some pizza.
Just look at her
Learn how to make a
fingers.
sandwich.
There's not much meat on those bones, man.
No, she's okay. Here we go. Here we got a little history. Oh shoot, I just lost it. Hang on, we got a little history here. Okay, here it is.
I know who E.T. is. People are saying Royce doesn't know who E.T.
Yeah,
I know who E.T. is.
I wondered if you did. 32-year-old dumpster diving vegan. Apparently, in 2018, she made anti-Semitic and racist remarks on social media and was sued and convicted. She got a German wiki page. Merit Schneider,
she's
often
vegan?
described as a vegetarian or vegan, only eats animal products when she finds them while dumpster diving, which does not encourage demand. She eats dairy products, especially when she's on the Alps in the summer, but avoids meat. She lives in Uster.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah. So there you go. That's why you eat meat. What do we have for lunch, Steve? What do we have for lunch?
ribeyes.
A big old
That's
fat,
it. Just meat.
1 inch thick ribeye, baby. Cooked
Skeleton.
on my grill by me.
Dude,
so
that
anyway,
is unhealthy. That
Yeah,
is
that's not healthy.
crazy, man.
yeah.
I know vegans who are not like this. Or did you
Yeah.
know that Oreos are vegan? Eat some Oreos, lady. Come on.
She's
Get some fat on
She looks like Smeagol.
The vegans I know will definitely eat cake.
If she's only like this because she's vegan, well, there's more than that. Then yeah, totally. Let's make fun of her.
Well,
'Cause
you
that's
know,
crazy.
while we're dealing with the insanity. Oh, and by the way, folks, there's the point I wanted to make. Here's the point I wanted to make because I know sometimes I run off the rails. Party Foul Steve does that to me. I love you, buddy. Shut up. Listen,
What I do.
Nothing. If Kamala Harris had won, this is the type of rhetoric people would be throwing around here in this country. They would be putting Elon Musk in prison. They would be taking X back. They would do everything they could to eradicate X. And that's what she's wanting to do in Switzerland. I've said it for 30 years. What they do in Europe, it migrates over here, man. Those ideas flow across the Atlantic Ocean and they wind up over here. They get here a whole lot quicker nowadays. And the
Should
thing
be
is,
the other way around.
I mean, it should be. I mean, what happens to, America should be the influence. But culturally, Europe always flows over here. I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is, but it's always been that way. It's like there's some kind of avant-garde ever since, I don't know, the Enlightenment, the Renaissance, freak, I don't know, just whatever. It just always floats over here. These cultural ideas come over here. I don't want to import their politics, and I don't want to import their political correctness. We got enough of that demonic garbage here. I don't want this kind of stuff going on. But yeah, she looks like she crawled out from under a
Dumpster.
I mean, she looks like Smeagol looking for a ring, dude. I mean, like she's like
Yes.
precious Smeagol. But you want to see some more demons? Before we do, I'll show you some demons. I'm going to show you some literal demons in a minute. Before we do, I want to remind you about our friends over at Patriot Mobile. They're not demons. They're America's only conservative Christian wireless company, and they're doing, man, I've loved watching this company grow over the years. They've been partners with us for a long time, and if you go over to patriotmobile.com/Chad and check them out, they got the deal for you and your family. They will make it fit your budget. If you want to keep your number and get a new phone, or you want to get an all-new number on a new phone, or if you want to, whatever you want to do, they'll work it out with you, whatever combination. If you need a new phone for your, kids going off to college, something like that, I don't care. They got it for you. They'll do it. PatriotMobile.com/Chad. They do not send your money to leftist causes like the big three do, but they are operating on the same towers. They are pinging off the same towers, so you're not going to drop any calls. So they've got the coverage you need. They've got the price that you'll want, and they got the values that you cherish. So check them out, PatriotMobile.com/Chad, or call them on the phone. 100% U.S.-based customer service team will answer your call, 972-PATRIOT, patriotmobile.com/Chad. All right, let's look at some demons. My friend Sarah Gonzalez was texting me yesterday. I alluded to this morning on Dear America. Sarah Gonzalez was texting me, and we had some rather choice words because she was sending me some pictures of what was going on inside of a, quote, church. Now, this is a building that has a steeple that probably had some organ music going on, but they were doing a whatever LGBT, whatever, love your puppy dog thing going on in here, honoring these sisters of perpetual indulgence being honored at the Cathedral of Hope's Drag Sunday church service. Now, my thing is, who goes to this church? Who goes to this church? Before you watch this video, I just want to know, who goes to a church like this, calls it church? Who goes into a building like this? I told Sarah, I said, how do you find this crap? How do you find these idiots, these people, these demons? How do you find them? She said, somebody tipped me off. Buddy, they hate her guts, man. She comes in there with that camera, and she goes in disguise, which is crazy. If you've ever seen her, it's hilarious. I mean, she fits right in. But no, it ain't a church. It ain't a church. It's a building that they call a church, but this ain't a church. Just play the clip. And for those of you listening by way of audio, I'll give you a little bit of just a little bit of commentary along the way. But play the clip here, Royce. I got to sneeze.
I'm going to invite our guests, our
now look at these
family,
people.
to come and join me for a moment.
Look at these people.
especially the members of the Lone Star Royal Court, the
Here we go.
Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, and members of the Bears. If you are with us this morning, would you just come and join me up the front?
So look at this.
I'll ask the
This
clergy to
thing has a
come down to
painted
the
on
front.
beard. Like, what is that? It has a clerical
What?
collar.
Is that?
I mean, Sarah's taking this video. She did this for the Texas Family Project. What is this? Is that a male? Female? That's a female, right? Pretending to be a man
I can't tell.
in a clerical robe and clerical collar. With the keep going, play some more of it. Oh, it gets better. Oh, it gets better. So there's that creepy thing. Probably got cloven hooves. And then they're going to bring them all up here. These people are going to parade their whatever nasty lifestyle. Here comes the Clear Brigade. This dude's wearing a crown. And this dude is dressed up like a puppy with a leather dog mask on and gets down on all fours.
Oh, it's a whole crowd.
Real life
I
Sodom
mean,
and Gomorrah.
Making
here. Come on.
institutions great again. And these people, they're in drag, they're gay, and these people are clapping for them. Look at the white faces. Again, this is now these are the same people. This Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Like that's a nationwide
about you.
deal. Let's hear what he says.
Sometimes as Cathedral of Hope, I think we forget just how queer we are.
No, I don't. All right, this is after. This is the drag show after the church service. There's children in there.
What?
There's children in the church. There's children in there. The children are being exposed to this. The gates of hell are opened up. Demons are crawling out at this point, guys. And
What's going on in our neighborhoods?
this is Dallas, Texas. This is Texas. This is the suburbs of Dallas, Texas. It's happening everywhere. But these Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, they were the ones, remember, that they were protesting the whole thing. They were doing when the major leagues were having all their pride nights, you remember? And they went out, they were doing this, I think, what is it, the Dodgers Stadium. And by the way, the Texas Rangers were the only team in baseball that didn't partake in a pride night. But look at these people. It's a clown show, except it's deadly and it's dangerous. And it's an ideology that's destructive. I mean, their souls have rotted from the inside out. I mean, that's not, I mean, people say that's a furry. That's not a furry. That's a whole other leather dom sub, whatever. And rarely am I
Good
speechless.
Lord.
But this is in front of a cross. I mean, they're doing this at a so-called altar here.
Did she give any insight as to how many people were actually in attendance
Let's
at
text
this
her.
church?
Let's
Because
text
I'd
her.
like to
There's
know
several- I
how
bet there's a few
popular
hundred
this thing
there.
is.
It looks like a couple
Oh,
hundred, I bet.
God, dude.
Let's text her right now, Sarah G. See if she'll
You
answer
got the
me.
choir going on back there in the back.
How many people were in attendance at that church service? She'll
Dude,
answer me
what
back.
is it, what's with the three amigos right here?
They're all in
And now
white
you
suits.
always recognize the sisters of, and they're not sisters, they're dudes. Like this is, I mean, it's not funny, but this is more creative than anything that was on that Saturday Night Live special last night. I can tell you that.
It'd be nice to find out, who they are, where they work.
Well, let me
that
tell
kind
you,
of thing. Just see
and-
what they are during the day.
and we can get Sarah on to talk about this, but if you go follow Sarah at Sarah Gonzalez TX on her Instagram, she posted a clip yesterday because at that drag show, the after party, they were using it to raise money for all of this crap and raise money for the church, quote, church. I'm using that phrase, but they were literally talking about if I find Trump supporters, I'll kill you. They were literally saying that. They were talking about killing Trump supporters. And of course, they do it with that little tinge of humor. But I'm like, this is when it starts to get serious because these people are evil. These people,
Bro.
they don't want you on the same planet as them. And, she said, she texted me yesterday. And she said, I cannot believe what I just witnessed. They had a drag brunch afterward at a gay club down the street, and it was nasty. The whole thing was a benefit for the church. I can't believe this. She said, this is some dark shish. She said, one of them literally said, I will kill Trump. So, yeah. That's
Dallas, Texas.
That's where we're at, folks. And by the way, if you don't have a X platform, like that woman in Switzerland, the Merit Schneider chick, the anorexic dumpster diving vegan who wants to get rid of X, you wouldn't even know stuff like this is going on. Because the media is not going to report on this. That's not going to be on 60 Minutes. That's not going to be on ABC. That's not on The View. And if they did, they're going to defend it. They're more interested in having Tom Hanks put on a MAGA hat and pretend to not shake a black man's hand and say, we're going to have a white game show, and characterize people. Where's Brian Krasenstein on this? He'd be his little, God, I almost said something I shouldn't have said. His little blankety blank ass would have been, he'd defend it. They defend it, So not only is it blasphemous, but it's dangerous. And ideologically, it's deadly. It's deadly.
We mentioned earlier, they're going to Bud Light Tom Hanks. They're going to Bud Light them. I got to admit, the Bud Light thing, the Bud Light movement that we started, it worked to an extent.
It worked.
And I don't understand why we're not doing this to all of these places, to all of these people. Expose them, take their money.
So last year, maybe in the year before, we exposed a drag brunch where children were present at a place in Fort Worth. And Sarah and I exposed that because, again, they always talk about there's no children there. And we went to the owner because a lot of these clubs, they lease the property. They lease the building. The building's owner did not know that was happening in his building. Well, we handled that. We put them out of business. So, yeah, we're not messing around with stuff like this. That's why what Sarah does is so important with the Texas Family Project. What she does is so important. She puts herself on the front lines, whether she's going out to these protests, whether she's going to these pro-Palestinian protests, or she's going to these anti-deportation. But Sarah really made a name for herself in a big way in dealing with these drag shows, going to them. I mean, they identify her. They see her coming. And it's ridiculous to me that so many people defend that. It's indefensible, man. It's indefensible. And let me say something, too, and this is not going to be a popular take. I'm sick to death of patting people on the back for their when they're living in immorality. Listen, I'm not sinless. I know my heart. And I do the best I can to live a redeemed life and try to make up for a lot of things that I've done. And when I say that, I'm not talking about I'm right before God, but I'm talking about with other people. I do what I can to try to make my restitution, make my amends, release forgiveness, and all those kind of things. But none of us are perfect, right? We've all sinned. But I'm tired as conservatives for us to try to feel so tolerant that we're patting this crap on the back. It's saying, oh, so-and-so's doing this or somebody's living this lifestyle and all that. I'll love you. I'll love you in spite of your lifestyle, but I do not condone this stuff that we're tolerating and call ourselves conservatives and just trotting it out there and making it all okay because we want to feel like we're so tolerant and accepted. I'm just sick of it, man, because it's a slippery slope, and it ultimately leads to this kind of crap. It leads to this kind of crap. And you're like, man, that's extreme. This right here is extreme. We're nowhere. Oh, just because there's a gay relationship or something like that. Listen, you can love those people. But I'm telling you, you cannot accept that decision, that lifestyle. You can't. Just like you can't. I'm sorry. I can't. Can't do it. We've let ourselves go, Royce. We've let ourselves go. Culturally, we've become too accepting of too many things that are just absolutely abominations. And I'm tired of it, man. I'm just tired of it. And I know it ain't a popular take.
It just makes me so sick that they call that a church, man.
I know.
That's just so unbelievable.
I know. Sarah Gonzalez said they had 4,500 members at that church. But
Are you joking?
There's no way there was that many in there.
I mean, that's considered like a mega church.
It would be, yeah.
Holy cow.
I want to know how many were in attendance. Because definitely weren't that many. But
there couldn't have been.
But still, 4,500 members. I mean, however big that is on the rolls. I mean, how? That's interesting. I want to go to the website. I won't do it now, but I want to go to the website of that church and see. Do you go pull it up? Do a Google search.
What was it called?
It's called
I've already spent about 15 minutes too long talking about them.
The Cathedral
You know, Royce and
of
I've
Hope.
talked about we hate showcasing this stuff, but
Yeah.
man, people need to be aware of it.
I know we're
I hate
aware.
showcasing it, but it needs to be dealt with. It needs to be.
It does.
I say
What do you
dealt
do?
with.
I mean, you can't. I wonder if they're practicing as a church for tax purposes, for that kind of stuff, to promote their, their evil.
It's a big building.
Yeah, it is.
It's a big building.
Proclaiming Christ. Yeah, that's.
No matter
this
who
it?
you are or where you are on life's journey, you're welcome here. Be the church. I mean, it's verbally a fair message, but yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
There you
this
go.
is it.
Celebrating the drag day. There it is, right there. Celebrating the art of drag. What? Why? Tell me where in the Bible, where in the Scripture, and they're going to celebrate Black History Month. Of course, it sounds pretty divisive to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Christ is their focus.
No.
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 I think they're all the other BS.
Doge. Let's go back to Doge.
If you want to know their phone number, where to email them, what their address is, it's right there. It's public information. If you want to screenshot that,
Info at cathedralofhope.com. Yeah.
I mean, I'd just be curious to send them an email and ask them what their purpose is. I mean, tell me
Worship.
biblically and scripturally. Pull up their staff.
Drag Sunday.
Let's look at their staff. Yeah, they got Drag Sunday.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Go to their staff.
That's their stained glass windows or
Staff.
something.
Yeah, I want to see. Okay. Yeah, that's evil.
Oh.
I want off the planet.
Okay.
I really do sometimes. I want to.
Okay. I'm gonna take
Okay,
a wild
let's
guess
go.
here, and most
see.
of these people
I'm gonna
do
look.
drag.
I'm gonna look over here and see what we got. Who we got here? Go slow, Royce. I want to look at these people.
See if you know any of them.
I want to see how many kitty touchers there's in his thing. Yeah.
This is it. This is the project administrator.
You say Jesus hung out with sinners and ate with sinners. Yeah, but he didn't become like the sinners, and he didn't condone their activity either. He changed it.
You know what?
It's
You know what I'm
sacrilege. The
not
whole thing is
noticing on this
Sacrilege
list?
and blasphemy.
Tell
Y'all
me
gotta
what
talk
you're
one at a
not
time.
noticing. Tell me what you're not noticing on this list. Just throwing that out there.
Any masculine men?
Black people.
There's no black people. There's no
For
diversity.
a church that supports and promotes Black History Month as well, and diversity, there's no black people in here. A couple Hispanics. No masculine men. Most of these people probably do drag. This guy definitely does. Whoa. This is crazy, man. And if you go to worship, the third one down is Drag Sunday.
Hey, scroll.
What
down
is
that
new
person.
here?
No,
What-
wait, go back to that dude. No, down at the bottom.
This guy?
That guy. Yeah. What's he? Yeah. Look at that cat. He's
You
flashy.
can contact him. Dude,
I don't
we're going
wanna-
to do a whole episode just looking at these people's website. I can't get over the whole. Let's see, new here. I want to see what they're showing people.
I just want to
that
see
are
if they
new
had
here.
like a pastoral staff that was dedicated to LGBT causes or something like that. But apparently that's the
maybe.
entire church.
Get to know us.
disgusting.
Worshiping online.
Absolutely disgusting. That's the world we're living in, guys.
Senior pastor. Who's this guy?
That's the world we're living in.
Yeah, 4,500 members.
Where do you go to school? Where do you go to seminary? Does it say?
I'm looking.
Come on down. May not have gone. I'm just curious
What?
to see.
United Church of Christ.
Granted privilege of
Which
call
is
the United
out.
Church of Christ.
In beyond.
Yeah,
Gay,
ordained
lesbian,
minister,
bisexual,
Europe-
trans, queer, questioning, and intersex community.
Okay, hold it right there.
Now,
Don't
don't
move.
get me wrong. They all need Jesus. Okay?
Hey,
but
that's not the point.
This ain't about Jesus.
Yeah. So his whole deal is founding a church based on gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, queer, questioning, and intersex community. You know what I'm going to do? Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I swear, dude. People wonder why I post prayers every morning, and because this is the deal. This is what we're up against. People want to know why I do the Chad's Church things and that kind of. That's what.
Yeah, I'm over this right now.
I know.
Oh, education right here. Yeah, Church of England.
Church of England, of course. What did I say? It always
Roman
comes over.
Catholic.
It always comes over. But I'm sorry, he went in a bad fruit anyway. And then, of course, he went to San Francisco Theological College, which I'm sure he did all kind of fun things in San Francisco, got fully indoctrinated.
I'm guessing this is like his books and stuff. From Queer to Eternity.
Yeah, that's his stuff. So this
That's
dude's...
it. I'm writing a book about something. Everybody's got a book.
Yeah, but not
Somebody
about
help me
that.
write a book.
He's also been featured in several journals
ghostwriter.
relating to queer theology and ministry to the LGBTQ community. I want to know what that means, your
This
ministry
guy's
to them.
awards.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Gay Heroes, City of West Hollywood.
That's more look at me,
The
look at me, look
John
at me.
Milk, Harvey Milk Award. That ought to tell you everything you need
Harvey
to know.
Milk?
Yeah. Harvey, do you not know who Harvey Milk is?
Harvey,
Beyond my passion for
I don't
church.
know who Harvey Milk is.
not-
and
listen,
I don't know
that's
how
not-
do you get...
That's not
Listen,
anything you
milk.
want to drink, okay?
Yeah.
Fun fact, okay? Beyond my passion for church, I am passionate about real estate and cars and have nearly always driven convertibles. This guy's in it for the money. It's all about the money. This guy's in it for the money. He has a passion for real estate, buying homes, and convertible cars.
Yeah, the money and the butt sex. IRS has been invaded by Doge. Let's pull that up.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you.
Doge to be granted access to IRS systems at any moment per CNN. So here we go. It's time to keep exposing. I mean, can you imagine what they're going to uncover with all of this?
Someone said he is a convertible.
He definitely likes his
good.
top down. He definitely likes his top down. Can you imagine if they got all that stuff out of USAID, what they're going to find at the IRS?
Dude, it's going to be unreal. We're not even going to, it's going to blow our minds. It's got to.
The most invasive arm of the federal government, the IRS, dude, I'm telling you, they don't like you. They're not there for your best interest. This stuff is going to be, it's going to be horrible if it comes out. I mean, I'm telling you, this is the beginning. This pull that thread, pull the right thread, and the whole dadgum thing is going to come unraveled. It just is. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
It needs to.
I think if you gave the IRS just a basic audit, they would fail. The entire, and if they do, then the legitimacy of the entire organization comes into question. They are going to fail just the most basic audit. Because there's no way. We talked about on Dear America this morning, when you got, $2.7 trillion in Medicare filings overseas. You can't tell me the IRS knows that their accounting is above board. There's no way.
That all being said, I'm going to get really pissed if Elon finds out I need to pay more taxes. I want it to be in our favor, not theirs.
Listen, the fact that much money's been wasted, there's just, again, we've talked about forever. And there's a little bit of pissed off justification in my heart because for so many years we've talked about taxation being theft. And people are like, well, really? Well, how are you going to pay for everything? Well, apparently I can afford a $20 million Pakistani or Iraqi Sesame Street. I mean, we can study transgender goats in the Alps or whatever in the Andes Mountains. So go get them. Go get them. That's what these people. I mean, these people are going to sit out here outside the Capitol building by the thousands, and they're going to protest Doge. And you're going to, that's expose them all. Expose every dadgum one of them. One last thing. What did we say? Todd says he called it. I called it before Todd. Hot seat Todd. He sends us a deal. Well, I called it. Well, I tweeted this an hour ago.
He's reading your Twitter feed.
I tweeted this an hour ago, boy. Because one thing we say around here on the Chad Prather Show, I am never wrong.
It's true. I've never seen Chad to be wrong.
Never. And I'll never admit it if I am. This was on MSNBC. This is funny. They want to cancel President's Day. This was my tweet. They want to cancel President's Day. I said, why don't we cancel Juneteenth first? They want to get rid of President's Day because they said, well, you got the clip there. Can we just play a minute of the clip?
Roll it.
Listen to their logic.
All right, so the headline here is presidential historian says President's Day is ridiculous. We should scrap it. What do you mean?
It is a little bit silly. I mean, we have had some real duds, so I'm not sure we really want to be celebrating all presidents. And the tradition actually comes from celebrating birthdays, which is a celebration that we inherited from celebrating the king. And I'm just not sure that that's exactly what we want. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that we necessarily want to celebrate the people. I think that we want to have a certain respect for the office. I totally get that. And some have done extraordinary things, but by celebrating all of them, I do think it causes us to think of the president as somehow other, when in reality they are a citizen just like everyone else.
So you mentioned this earlier in the show, the idea that Trump posted something just over the weekend where he quoted Napoleon Bonaparte-esque, saying, "He who saves his country does not violate any law." It feels like exactly the example of what you're saying we should push against.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I think if we think of a president as someone to celebrate just because they exist, which is what the king was, and that's why they celebrated the king's birthday, then it does evolve into that argument that they can do no wrong.
All right.
We're not celebrating them because they exist. We're celebrating them because they were the president.
I think it's the office. It's the
honor of the office.
It's the office, yeah.
President's Day originated because George Washington and Abraham Lincoln both have birthdays in February. So you commemorated both of their birthdays and combined it into one for President's Day. And so that was the deal. It's honoring the office of the president. They just took the month that two of our greatest presidents were born in that month, and they made it in February. But it's honoring the office. It's the President's Day. Listen, okay, fine, whatever. All these governmental holidays, these federal holidays, fine. You want to do away with them, that's fine. But let's start with the stuff that don't matter. Let's start with the stuff that has no basis for anything anywhere. I mean, I made a joke
daylight
talking
saving
about
time.
I made a joke, in the post there about let's do away with Juneteenth. Look, I don't care if you celebrate Juneteenth. I don't care. It's not my thing, obviously. Juneteenth is when the proclamation of the freedom of the freeing of the slaves finally reached Texas, because it was the last place that the news got to, and so it was Juneteenth is where that came from.
The federal government is not going to give up a holiday, so y'all can. They're going to leave it. It's day off. Banks are closed.
We've already proven they ain't working. We're already proven they're spending money, but they ain't working. Yeah. They don't want to go back into the office. I mean, 65,000 of them just signed up to take the early retirement deal and get all their money. So we know they're not working. They're looking for every opportunity they can. And so here we are. Juneteenth, that's a Texas thing. And then it became a national thing. So people can run with it. But, they're going to get rid of President's Day. And the whole reason is because of Trump. The whole deal. That's their logic.
Dude, I'll celebrate Juneteenth. I celebrate all of them. I don't care.
You spent all day yesterday with your Mexican family.
Okay. We celebrated.
I know. I'll have fiesta with you. I'll do whatever. I like to party with everybody.
Let's have a fish fry. Let's do it. They're having fish fry.
I'm doing a fish fry tomorrow.
I spent all day yesterday with my Cuban family.
Yeah, but you're Cuban.
That's true.
I'm white. I'm going to go have a white game show. Like that Tom Hanks said.
I got a Cuban girlfriend. Yes, was her birthday.
A Cuban ex-girlfriend? Is that what you said?
Yes, I moved from Florida. She's not my girlfriend anymore.
Oh, yeah.
That was a long pause there, Steve.
Yeah, Steve had to think about it.
Yeah, he's like, is she? Are we still together?
No, there's a delay. There's a delay.
Is there really such thing as Block Jeopardy though?
No.
No? Good. Okay.
I was on Jeopardy. You don't know that about me, Royce.
You were on Jeopardy?
Yeah.
I've got to see that.
Yeah.
Chad, you've got a whole nother life. Every time I talk to you, you're like, yeah, I was on this show one time.
Yeah. I was on Teen Jeopardy, 18 years old.
What?
Yep.
Dude, that's sick.
I'm a smart cookie.
I want to do Jeopardy, actually. I like to do that.
Oh, boys, that's all I got. That's all I got.
That's the show.
The Black Jeopardy, Linda, was from, if you're asking, that's from the SNL thing last night.
It's from the SNL skit.
Yeah.
Black
Tom
Jeopardy.
Hanks played the racist MAGA person. So, yeah.
Too much bull crap still going on, man. Let's Bud Light all of them, I say. Especially that church. I want to do something about that church.
What you want to do?
Because that's just...
Don't go.
I want to expose
Don't go to
it.
that
Like, this is the
church.
first time I've ever heard of that church. Like, that is just, and children are going
They're
in
all
there,
over the
like-
country. I guarantee you have one right there in Florida.
Yeah. Oh, they're everywhere. I mean, that's why I told Sarah Gonzalez yesterday. I was like, how do you keep finding these places? She keeps finding them. They're everywhere.
She's on their news
It's like
bulletin.
a cancer. It's like a cancer. Anyway, all right. We got any
Hit that
super
like
chats?
button.
Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Let's see where we are.
Yeah, we got a few super chats. Boom.
Yeah. Few super chats. Not woke. Troubadours. My birthday was Saturday also. Happy birthday, buddy. Exactly 40 years older than Royce.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, actually.
He's a good dude. He's local to me. I'll see him soon. Alicia Victoria, 88. As a California Bay Area native, it sucks. Tom Hanks is so delusional. He came from Oakland, California. He should know better coming from nothing. He should, but you know that's funny. He'd been a billionaire too long. Yeah. This is just blasphemous. You're right. MX Wife 859. It is
100%.
blasphemous. And the sad thing is these are people's eternal souls that they're playing with and making a mockery out of this. Sanctified warfighter, I'd make Tom adrenochrome, Hanks, liberal head explode, a white veteran that's a conservative country preacher with a black concealed carrying wife that drives a Subaru. Stereotypes only matter to them. Fair enough, my friend. Fair enough. MX Wife 859 again. You're probably a 501c3 church. Check out Reverend Jeremy Rose. He states homosexuality not in the Bible. Grr. Yeah, you're right. They did that. They always try to justify that. I mean, they do a lot of dancing around some scripture. Alicia, one more time. Sometimes our hands feel tied. Calling out other Christians makes us more divided to the world. If we see something, when do we speak up? Should we just be happy they're hearing something from the Word? No, they're not hearing anything from the Word. That's the problem. And I want to say this in all graciousness because I understand your sentiment. The Bible, Paul's pretty clear. He says if we are going to judge angels as believers, if we are going to judge angels, however that works in God's economy, one day he says you're going to judge angels, then how much more should we be holding each other accountable inside the walls of the church? You can't parade sin inside the church and call that okay. Because where do you stop on that? Sexual immorality. That's why the Bible is so clear about the elders and the pastors when you talk about the qualifications, where he says, listen, you got to make sure even your home is in order or you're disqualified. So if you got rebellious children, you can't lead the flock of God if the flock of your own home is in disarray. So, there's some pretty clear specifications on that. So it'd be one thing if these people were coming in and legitimately sitting under Bible teaching, some exegetical Bible teaching, and the true word was being interpreted and applied to their life. That'd be one thing. But that I guarantee you there was no preaching of the word there. When that guy says, brings out the queer in all of us, sorry.
Yeah, they're not there for God.
Listen, here's the thing. My identity is in Christ. My identity is in Christ, and that's why I'm saying this with all graciousness, because I understand the sentiment of what you're asking there. My identity is in Christ. It's not in my sexuality. It's not in my gender. It's not in my, you go and look at what God calls Christians in the New Testament. He doesn't call you a sinner saved by grace. We always talk about, I'm just a sinner saved by grace. Well, that's cool, but the Bible doesn't call you that. Once you've been redeemed, there's nowhere in the New Testament that calls you a sinner. Why are you identifying yourself by your actions? There's nowhere. He calls you a saint. He calls you holy. He calls you a son. He calls you a sheep. He calls you all these beautiful things. He calls you, his precious possession. He calls you his own chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation. He calls you all those things, but he doesn't call you a sinner. You will not find that in the New Testament. There's nowhere that a Christian, a believer in the New Testament, is referred to as a sinner saved by grace. Not there, because God doesn't see you that way. He sees you in Christ. That's your identity. So when he says it brings out the queer in all of us, sorry, you're not sitting under the word. Nah. What's next?
That was good, Chad. Last one.
Chad Church.
Love you guys. Glad I got to catch today's show. We love you. Prayers. I'm rushing to hospital. My mom has just been admitted. She's been sick off and on 3 months. Well, we are praying for her, Alicia. I gave all my little biblical monologue there, and you weren't even here, but we are praying for your mom. And we appreciate you consistently being a part of the show. Thank you so much. We love you. Praying.
That's it.
That's it. All right. Well, I'm going to be Party Foul Steve's coming with me because somebody's got to drive. Steve's we got to be in. We're going to be in Texas City. That's almost down to Galveston on Thursday night. Going to be comedy and music. Going to film the show. Going to tape it. Going to get some clips out of it. But Ben and Steve are coming. So me and the Ragamuffins will be doing some music. We'll be having a good time. And then we're going over to College Station Friday night back at Stampede for a comedy show. And then I'm in Cold Springs, Texas for the Lincoln Republican dinner. I'm speaking at that.
I thought it was Reagan. Why did I think Reagan?
Well, they do the Lincoln Reagan dinners. They're sort of interchangeable, I think, on those deals. So there might be a Reagan, but usually the Lincoln dinners are around Lincoln's birthday. So speaking in Cold Spring, Texas, at the Cold Spring, I think, Community Center. So come check that out. Over there by Lake Livingston in Texas. And we're bouncing all around. Jesse Payton and I are starting the Right Side of Comedy tour. We're going to do the Gulf of America tour 2025. And we're booking some dates for that. It'll be all new material. I've been looking for an opportunity to just go in and unabashedly just use comedy to berate some liberals. And that, like that clip, that picture you showed of the so-called cult up there earlier, all those pictures of the crazy people on the left after Krasenstein said we're a MAGA cult. I want to make fun of those people.
You mean these people?
These people. Look at them. Looks like they go to that church.
I like the sound of MAGA party.
I bet you $100 the Obamas have been to that church. Incognito.
Oh, man. Oh, man. WatchChad.com is where all the fun stuff is, man. Go over there and check out my schedule. Go to where podcasts are offered. Go to Apple Podcasts and hit play, walk away if you have to. I don't care. Just play the audio so it boosts our numbers and gets us in there. We got a big announcement coming from Graham this week. Graham Allen is gonna make an announcement about some things. He's just been out there saving the world. Hey, what app did you use to create that image this morning? What app was that?
That was ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. See, I don't know how to create images using that.
Well, you go to ChatGPT and you say, make me an image of, and then you say whatever you want. It's literally that easy. Grok does it too. Your X account that has Grok or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, make me an image of blah, 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 blah,
Grok
blah.
is pretty interesting. I didn't even know Grok existed until recently. So I stay pretty. Yeah, I'm still learning how to read.
It knows people. I bet you can be like, show me an image of, and you make me an image of Chad Prather riding a cow.
They've done that. They've done that. It never
quite
quite looks like me. So anyway, I got to lose 20 pounds.
My wife told me to stop looking at my phone. Quit texting me.
Yeah. Steve's
Yeah.
That's what everybody loves about Steve. Steve's just Steve. Steve's comfortable in his own skin, man. He walks around here with the walking farts in my house.
100%.
He just like a Briggs and Stratton lawnmower trying to
up the stairs. He's got needs a little boost.
He comes up here and he's like, man, I'm like, what'd you do? He just walked up the stairs.
Hey, you hadn't noticed that I'm not breathing heavy after I walk up the steps?
Good for you, man.
Did you do something to change that?
I've changed some habits. Created some new ones.
What?
I'm not going to talk about it on air.
He's doing 20 push-ups every morning as soon as he wakes up.
Okay. He's joined the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Tomorrow he's going to be in here in white face paint.
Drag.
Putting on some Chad's pads.
Nah.
All right, guys. Head over to Red Pill.
I'll wear a dress.
RedPillChad.com and check out some of the T-shirt designs.
I forgot about Chad's pads.
Chad's pads, baby. Well, you know what we need to do on Dear America one time? We need to play. No, we can't. We can't play
No way, dude.
Can't play that. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Like the show. Share the show. Thanks. Check out. Text Chad to 989898. Birch Go. Let them know. Show them some love. Wellness Company. Get that Spike Protein Detox. We all need it.
Code Chad at
Use
Wellness
code
Company.
CHAD. Promo code Chad. Use it over there. And then, of course, Patriot Mobile. Go get your cell phone. Me and Steve got to run some errands right now because we're planning some things. We got things to do. Yeah, we got some big stuff happening. So we got to go run some errands. Go. Yeah. All right. Hey, guys, those of you in the chat, thanks for participating. I love you so much. Come out and find me at a live show. Follow Royce on X at Royce Chamberlain. And, of course, follow Party Foul Steve as well. He's easy to find. I appreciate y'all so much, and we will talk to you tomorrow morning for the Dear America Show. See you there. Get back to work. Bye.